Alright, I'm back. But here's this article on China and Russia having deep financial ties with Venezuela. A month ago, Venezuela National Assembly President Juan Guaido refused to recognize the legitimacy of President Nicolas Maduro's fraudulent May 2018 re-election. Guaido declared himself interim president, calling for new elections, and quickly garnered the support of the United States, Canada, and most of the European Union and a dozen of Latin American nations. And yeah, because US, Canada, and EU, they're all in cahoots, man. They're all in cahoots. They want this to happen. They did what they did to Venezuela to get where it's at now so that they can take control. I'm talking about the United States right now. Absent from that list are two countries with major financial interests in Venezuela, China and Russia. It has been a tale of two creditors, each with a concentrated financial exposure to Venezuela, yet distinct foreign policy aims. Our research reflected in two recently published Wilson Center reports examines these differences in Chinese Venezuela and the Russian-Venezuelan economic relations. Here's what you need to know. For China, oil ties means Beijing has to be pragmatic about non-intervention. But yeah, pretty much, as Venezuela's economy worsened, China grew cautious. So yeah, pretty much what the article is to sum it all up is how China and Russia have deep ties within Venezuela. Alright? And it's kind of funny how you think about it because, like I said, this is all leading up to the big war that's to come, World War III, to take place between US, China, Russia, Iran, Syria, North Korea, all the countries, man. Everybody's getting involved in this next war, World War III. And it's crazy how Russia and China are backing up Maduro and Venezuela. And it's also crazy how US and China are going at it over there in the South China Sea. You know, US got warships over there in the South China Sea declaring war on China. And how Russia's talking about having nukes to target the US, okay? It's crazy how US and China and Russia are always on the opposing side of each other, you know? Because, hey man, it's all a build up to the next war. I'm gonna play this quick video.
Your hit list revealed. Russian state TV names Camp David as the top location the Kremlin would target with unstoppable hypersonic nukes which can strike in just 5 minutes. Vladimir Putin said Russia was ready for a new Cuban missile-style crisis after America tore up a key Cold War era missile treaty. Russian TV showed American targets the Kremlin would hit in the event of war. The Pentagon and presidential retreat at Camp David both made the list. Several defunct sites were also included, such as Fort Ritchie in Maryland, which closed in 1998, and McClellan Air Force Base, California, which shut in 2001. Russian state TV has identified American military bases which it says Moscow could strike with hypersonic missiles in the space of 5 minutes if nuclear war broke out between the two countries. The Pentagon and presidential retreat near Camp David in Maryland topped the list along with Jim Creek, a naval communications base in Washington state. But the Vesti Medellin television station also identified two targets, a training center at Fort Ritchie, Maryland, and McClellan Air Force Base, California, which are both defunct, having been abandoned in 1998 and 2001 respectively. It comes after Vladimir Putin warned Russia is ready for a new Cuban missile crisis if the U.S. wants one, after President Trump tore up a key Cold War arms treaty. The report, which was unusual even by the typically aggressive style of Russian TV, was broadcast on Sunday evening. Russia fears the United States might deploy intermediate-range nuclear missiles in Europe, which were previously banned under the Intermediate Nuclear Forces Treaty. Putin has said Russia would be forced to respond by placing hypersonic nuclear missiles on submarines near U.S. waters. The United States says it has no immediate plans to deploy such missiles in Europe and has dismissed Putin's warnings as disingenuous propaganda. It does not currently have ground-based intermediate-range nuclear missiles that it could place in Europe. However, its decision to quit the 1987 treaty over an alleged Russian violation, something Moscow denies, has freed it to start developing such missiles. Putin has said Russia does not want a new arms race, but has also dialed up his military rhetoric. Some analysts have seen his approach as a tactic to try to re-engage the United States in talks about the strategic balance between the two powers, something Moscow has long pushed for, with mixed results. In the Sunday evening broadcast, Dmitry Kiselyov, presenter of Russia's main weekly TV news show Vesti Nedely, showed a map of the United States and identified several targets he said Moscow would want to hit in the event of a nuclear war. Kiselyov, who is close to the Kremlin, said that Zircon hypersonic missile that Russia is developing could hit the targets in less than 5 minutes if launched from Russian submarines. Hypersonic flight is generally taken to mean traveling.
And that's pretty much the point of the video. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the point of it. You know, Russia, and China and US are already at each other's throats right now, you know. And by US meddling in Venezuela right now, it's only mess with their money, you know, mess with Russia and China's money, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave it off with one scripture. And this is Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they that dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And all these nations are catching on to Esau's BS, you know what I'm saying? They're catching on to the US. And I'm specifically talking about, you know, Esau, the so-called white man, the cracker. Okay? They're catching on to the BS, you know what I'm saying? That's why nobody wants to work with them anymore. That's why everybody's cutting ties with them right now, okay? That's why everybody's doing military drills and testing nukes and missiles, because they know where it's heading, they know where this is going, alright? And the US has dealt treacherously with these nations, and now these nations are about to deal treacherously with the US, you know? Due to via these missiles, okay? That's about to be launched over here on the US, alright? I'm reading the scripture again. Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And that's pretty much it on the video. All praises, Lord, honor be unto Yahawah, hasham, Yahawashi, Shalom.